What's up, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to tell if an AI cold email agency is lying to you. Now, every time I post about how most AI cold email agencies are selling a fantasy, the responses usually come in two flavors: operators who agree, and B2B founders who have been burned and want to know how they could have seen it coming. Now, this doc is for the second group of you folks. Now, if you are a founder being pitched by an AI cold email agency right now, or you have been burned before, this is the field guide you needed. The exact set of red flags, questions, and tests I would run if I were in your seat. Now, I do run an AI cold email agency, and I would pass every test in this doc. And I think most agencies pitching you this right now would not. Now, if you're new here, my name is Dominic Schwantes. I'm the founder of Workflows, a B2B AI lead generation agency. I document everything I do in real time, the campaigns, the systems, and the results. And what you'll find in this document is based on what actually works, not just some theory. So, why most agencies can get away with this? Now, the buyer has no way to verify the claims before they sign. Cold email is technical, deliverability is technical, and the infrastructure is also technical, and the founder has no frame or reference to know what good looks like. The agency fills the gap with confident sounding language and a slick pitch deck. By the time the founder realizes something is wrong, it's 6 weeks in and the money's completely gone. Now, the lies are not always deliberate, not always malicious. A lot of agencies are run by operators who learned from a course, set up a Stripe link, and started selling before they had any experience. They're not con artists, they're just unqualified, and the buyer pays for the gap. Now, the first red flag you should be looking out for is the pitch that leads with tools, not outcomes. Now, this is a common rookie mistake. If the opening 5 minutes are about Clay and Smartlead and some fancy AI personalization that they use, just walk away. The tools are not the product, the outcomes are the product. A real operator leads with the business problem. What's your ICP? Who are you trying to reach? What has worked and failed in the past? And what are 3 layers deep into the business before they name any tools? So like what we spoke about in a couple of videos ago. AI is not the tool that you sell when you pitch an offer, right? AI is how you implement the offer to get there faster. So if you have person A who pitches AI automation, right? Business owners don't care. That means nothing to them. Versus person B who says, I'm going to get you whatever it is you're selling, 15 meetings in your calendar a month. And then you use AI under the hood to implement that solution. This is a clear outcome that a business owner can clearly understand versus this is just going to appeal to guys on YouTube wanting to buy a course or buy a program, right? Clear value proposition versus ambiguous stuff that no one understands. Now, if the agency cannot explain their service without naming a tool, they don't understand what they're selling and they're just regurgitating talking points that they've heard from somewhere else. Now, red flag number 2 is not naming a client reference or not being able to name one. Now, not logos on a slide, not a testimonial video produced by an agency, but named clients with contact information that you can all double check this online. Ask for 3 client references or case studies. Ask for their contact details and permission to reach out. Then actually call them. Now, ask the references how long they've worked with said agency, what the actual results were, what broke, and how the agency handled it, and whether they would hire them again. Now, agencies know their references will welcome this test. Now, agencies that do not will make excuses about NDAs, privacy, timing, and all the other crap you usually hear. Excuses are the answer. The third red flag you should be careful of is vague answers on infrastructure. Now, if you actually ask them about their technical ability and how they do it, ask them about how many mailboxes per domain they run. Gmail should have no more than 2 to 3 per inbox, and Outlooks can run up to 15 just because of the per mailbox daily limit being lower. Now, ask how long they warm up a new inbox before they send a real email. The answer should be a minimum of 2 weeks. This is like if you guys are just starting out and you don't know much about cold email, just ask this one question. This is like the be end or end all. Like if someone doesn't know this, like don't worry about anything else because they're stupid and they don't know anything. If they say, oh, we can start sending after like 5 days, just end the call. The second thing you should be asking for is asking for the daily send limit per mailbox, around 10 for Outlook and around 25 for Gmail. If they say 40 or 50, they are burning domains. Ask whether they're using a custom tracking domain. The right answer is yes. Ask whether they use open tracking pixels. The right answer should be no. Now ask what happens when a domain gets flagged. The right answer is a specific process. The wrong answer is like a silence or shrug. Now red flag number 4 is that they report on open rates. Big no-no. Open rates have been unreliable since Apple started preloading images in like 2021. Every serious cold email operator knows this, and if you start doing this, it's going to absolutely tank your deliverability. Now, if the agency reports open rates as a primary success metric, they are either incompetent or deliberately showing the metric easiest to inflate, which they usually make up because you can't really track it. Metrics that matter: reply rate and positive reply rate, meetings booked, and deals closed. That's literally it. Now, if the agency's reporting stops at opens and clicks, keep walking. Now, red flag number 5 is dashboard instead of operations. When the agency positions a deliverable as a dashboard or platform login rather than an operated service, that is a software rental. It's not a service. Now, a real operated service has the agency inside the operation every single day, watching the metrics, fixing what breaks, tuning what works, and surfacing insights. The clarifying question you should be asking is, what does a normal week of your team's work on my account look like? The right answer describes active operational work, and the wrong answer just describes the dashboard, which you can read yourself. Now, red flag number 6 is no specific answer on what happens when things break. Everything in cold email will break eventually. Domains will get flagged, platforms change rate limits, campaigns that worked in a month 1 stopped working by month 3. Ask directly, what happens when my main sending domain gets flagged by Outlook or Google? A serious operator has an immediate specific answer. Now, just FYI, whispering to you guys, if you use scaled mail, this handles all of that for you because you tell them what goes wrong and then they fix it for you. And then you just get them to explain the problem to you. So if you're starting out and you don't know anything, honestly, I should be sponsored by these guys. I have referred them so much stuff. Anyway, pause the campaign, investigate the flag, rotate to backup domains, communicate with 24 hours support, and have the campaign running on a new infrastructure within the week. If they say it's never happened to them, they are lying because they have not run campaigns before, or they have not run enough campaigns before. This happened to me in I think it was day 5 of starting my warm-ups. They just disconnect. It just happens all the time. So if they say this doesn't happen, they're full of crap. Now, red flag number 7 is pricing based on volume, not on the outcome. Now, if pricing is built about emails sent per month, mailboxes run, or leads loaded, you're paying for output instead of the outcome that you're getting. Now, the number of inboxes or the number of emails sent isn't a result. Now, the result is the meetings booked and the pipeline generated and the deals closed. The right pricing conversation is, here is the outcome we commit to, here is the price, and here's what happens if we don't hit the outcome, i.e. risk reversal for you guys starting out. Whether that's performance basis, whether that's money back guarantee, they need a risk reversal, and that'll increase your conversion rate massively. Now, the wrong pricing conversation is we charge per mailbox, per email, per lead, and we can't tell you what results you'll get. Red flag number 8, no clear success metric in the contract. Now, this is really important, and if you don't do this, you will get a very nasty and narky client. Now, the contract needs to spell out what success looks like. A retainer model is fine, and so is a performance-based model. The problem is that neither defines what the agency is committing to delivering. Now, for a lower retainer, the goal might be a minimum number of positive replies per month or per meetings booked. Right? For a higher retainer, a qualified pipeline value of book calls with a specific fit profile. Now, an agency that will not write any success metric into the contract wants the upside of the recurring revenue without any definition for what they're actually being paid to do. Now, you don't need an aggressive refund clause. That's not what I'm saying. You just need a clearly defined outcome, like I will get you 15 meetings per month, or you will get, 30 calls in your calendar. It just needs to be a clearly defined metric, or if you're doing a performance basis and you're taking top line revenue, you can put the number in there that you want. You just need to specify it in writing, because if you don't and it doesn't work, the owner can come back to you and throw it in your face and go, well, this didn't work. And then you can just point to the contract and say, did I or did you not, or did I not give you those 15 meetings or whatever the thing you promised. Red flag number 9, the pitch includes the word autonomous. This is like the new clickbait word right now. Any agency selling fully autonomous AI agents, like alarm bells going off right now, to run your cold email is either lying or they're about to find out the hard way when it doesn't work. The parts that require a human in the loop are the parts that drive results. Reply classification, copy iteration, list refinement, and the judgment calls that turn an okay campaign into a great one. Ask them to describe the human operations on their team and what those humans do every day. If the answer is the agents just handle everything and the humans just monitor it, walk away, not worth it. Red flag number 10, you can't speak to the people who actually do the work. The salesperson is polished and confident. The actual operations team is the much less experienced group that you never meet until the handoff call. By then, the contract is signed and you have zero leverage about what to do. Just ask directly, who will be running my campaigns day to day, and can I meet them before we sign? A serious agency has no problems doing this, but a weak agency will deflect, promise an introduction after signing, or tell you the handoff happens after the onboarding. All of those answers are the same. Now, how to actually run the test yourself. No agency will be perfect on every single red flag. Never claim that to be. I'm not even perfect on every single one. But an agency that trips 4 or more should not be hired, regardless of how good the pitch feels. Take the pitch call, ask the specific questions, and make them address your concerns for every single red flag question or section. Write down the answers, request client references, call the references, and read the contract and check for the specific success metric that's included. If it doesn't have one, like we said, walk away. Not worth it. Compare across 2 or 3 agencies side by side before making a decision. Most founders skip this because it feels like hard work, but the founders who do it catch the lies early and end up with an agency that actually performs. So let's have a look at what a good agency actually looks like. A good agency leads with questions about your business, not their tools. They're like a doctor asking or doing a diagnosis to see what problems you have and to see if they can actually help you. That's actually the biggest thing that an agency or a good agency operator can actually ask you and tell you. I've done that like within 20 seconds. I've asked them a question, and if they're not compatible, I'll just say straight up, I'm not going to sell you anything on this call because I don't believe I can help you. But here's something that might help you that you can walk away with, because I'm not confident that I can actually get them results. If it's like some obscure B2B SaaS company that has a total addressable market of like 5,000 people, I'll just tell them straight up, I can't help you. Now, the second thing is the answer the infrastructure questions with specific numbers and playbooks, including how they handle the Gmail versus Outlook differently. This isn't really important, it's just important that they do know because it shows that they actually know what they're talking about. Thirdly is they report on reply rate and meetings booked, not opens and clicks. The deliverable is active operational work, not a dashboard. Fourthly is that they have a clear process for when things break. Their pricing is tied to the outcome, and they put a clear success metric inside of the contract. Now, they don't use the word autonomous, and the person selling you the engagement introduces you to the person, which is like your account manager really, running your campaigns before you sign. So, to conclude all of this and put a nice bow on it, the B2B AI cold email space is full of agencies that look identical from the outside and perform widely different once a contract is signed. The buyer's job is to do the screening work before the money changes hands because the leverage disappears from the moment the invoice is paid. Just ask the questions, call the references, read the contract very carefully. If the agency passes the screening test, hire them with confidence. If they don't, keep looking. It'll save you so many headaches. The cost of finding the right agency is a few hours of due diligence. The cost of hiring the wrong one is months of lost pipeline and a burned domain reputation. Make sure you choose extremely carefully. So if you're a business owner and you need more clients, that's what we do. We run Done For You cold email. Our campaigns are hitting 22% positive reply rates right now. If you want us to do the same for your business, the link to apply is in the description below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the daily videos we're pumping out. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.